Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup. This is going to be between Davster, Hamlet versus JRodrigues and Rudan. Davster spawning as the blue human here, his partner going to be the blue undead. Meanwhile, it is going to be going up against JRodrigues, who is spawning as the orc, and then finally Rudan spawning as the night elf. If it feels like I'm speeding things up, I am. It took me 20 minutes to get set up for some reason this morning, so let's go ahead and just dive right into this game as we hit the 2-minute mark and this game is officially underway. Farseer coming in from the orc. Night elf gonna go ahead and, well, Night elf has a demon hunter. It is gonna be an archmage and a death knight coming in from the human undead team, and we do have all four races battling it out. I guess not only are you playing for your own team right now, you're also playing for that racial pride. Which team is going to score highest in this matchup here, as we see the Archmage now finishing off this Ogre Magi and, well, this Ogre Warrior as well, getting to level 2. Meanwhile, Farseer still clearing out some creep camps here. Voodoo Lounge not yet done. Does pick up a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3 as the Death Knight joins the party a little bit late, but does have 2 Crypt Fiends to start off the fight. Alright, easy creep camp here. Null Brute along with those other level 1 Nulls. They will start producing some extra skeletal minions, as everyone's staying very close to their own home base right now, except for Rudan, who has eaten his way through the trees in order to try and clear out this shaman or tracker and shaman creep camp. Alright, Ancient of War doing his thing, tanking a lot of that damage. And meanwhile, we are looking at the expansion of Davster already being established. 2v2 matchups. I know a lot of you guys out there really enjoy 2v2s, new strategies, new styles of play. Armies are much larger straight out of the gate. And, well, 2-on-1 pressure is a very big deal. Early on, most of the time, you couldn't really take control of the game in the first opening minutes. This definitely not the case here, as we see a Brood Mother on Deja Vu. It does have a poison attack, hence the reason why it's running around so much. But because it's running around so much, it's actually dealing a little bit less damage because it's trying to find a new target to attack. Additional headhunters now out here as well. No healing salves on the orc, as the Death Knight now heads off to the south side here and will be clearing up this Dark Shadow Priest creep camp and perhaps trying to set up an expo as well. Things are going to get a little bit dicey and hairy as the armies come across each other here in just a moment, as the Renegade Wizard creep camp here going to get cleaned up. I would have thought that the Archmage would have been closer to level 3 at this point in stage of his creeping. Well, there's that level 5 Enforcer and level 3 Rogue. Maybe that will be enough here, as he does pick up a Scroll of the Beast. Very powerful in an early timing attack, especially in a 2v2 fight. That Enforcer quite difficult to take out, as it does have a bit of evasion. Now, coming back around, a Demon Hunter. Good thing game have quick save for live casts like this. Alright. Apparently, I don't know, do you know, if anyone knows anything about this game, please don't tell me. Highly recommended 2v2. And, well, let's see if it lives up to the hype. Renegade Wizard going to go ahead and get cleared out as well. Death Knight does pick up another Scroll of the Beast. And, well, Hamlet and Davster may be able to roll on out here in just a moment. Arcane Tower on an illusion that is just going to dissolve into nothing. Naga Sea Witch of Rudan now in the center here. This is actually a real Naga Sea Witch and may end up getting pressured quite a bit. Meanwhile, Archmage is going after this Tracker Creep Camp, the Furbolg Tracker Creep Camp. There isn't that many heals going on here, so what we may end up seeing is a lot of footmen getting taken down. I don't believe an Arcane Vault has been built up yet, and you can see there's actually a handful of archers nearby and a Demon Hunter of Rudan trying to disrupt the mining of Davster. Alright, it looks like Orange is ready to engage and attack, already teching to tier 3. Meanwhile, Blue is sitting on on 3 bases, and with, well, the Nerubian Tower and Halls of the Dead already online, should be able to put in quite a bit of damage. All right, Scroll of Speed now being used in order to try and get away quickly. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter going to town, trying to take down some of these peasants. Low hit point footman now also retreating back as the Arcane Tower is nearly halfway done upgrading. Another peasant may end up getting, well, felled here in just a moment. Oh, beautiful micro as the Archmage holds the door, making it difficult for Rudan to get in. Rudan does have Immolation. Rudan does also have a scroll of the, or there's a scroll of the beast used by Davester. There's a Healthstone being used here. Arcane Tower now coming back across the other way. What is the Archmage doing? Archmage now trying to retreat back around the other side. Scroll of the beast. Archmage could be in some serious trouble, but the Demon Hunter losing quite a bit of mana here. All calculated risk. Both sides using their consumable items, perhaps try to get a little bit of a lead here, as we're going to see a Scroll of Regeneration. Demon Hunter cannot really try and test the waters here. Death Knight should have a Death Coil. Where is it? There's the Death Coil, and there is the Scroll of Town Portal to try and keep the units alive. All right, dual Arcane Sanctums now being placed down. Archmage has not used the Scroll of Regeneration, waiting for the rest of his team like a good leader, as the Ancient of War is in this position here and could easily get cleaned up. All right, Demon Hunter has gotten back up to full. You can see an Ancient of War in that front line spot, trying to tank a little bit of damage. Archmage really, well, perhaps wasn't expecting the Orange Army to be so close nearby, and now not having as much time to try and recover some of those hit points. All spoil. Banish plus Coil Nova. Oh, sheesh. All right. Mountain King. All right. Being a little, have to be on the lookout. What? Banish plus Coil plus Nova plus Stormbolt. That can be some very big damage indeed, especially with the Archmage's Brilliance Aura also supplementing the Obsidian statues. The Obsidian statues often run out of mana, but Archmage with a Brilliance Aura can perhaps keep everything afloat just a little bit longer. Mountain King wants to get Boots of Speed to chase down the Demon Hunter. Not going to be able to do it. Are we going to see a Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter? Yes, we are. Staff of Preservation. Beautiful save there, as we're now looking off to the north here. A footman with Defend, able to reflect back the damage from the Headhunters, as the Demon Hunter didn't have far to go and is now ready to engage again. Torrent Chieftain in that front line spot. No Endurance Aura, does have Stomp, and now puts his foot down. Gonna allow some cleanup on of those footmen on that northern aisle. Demon Hunter down to 80 hit points, down to 35, uses a potion of healing just in time. Death Knight now could be in trouble. Does have a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away, but that would leave the Archmage completely high and dry, as the Demon Hunter falls at level 3 and the Torrent Chieftain falls at level 1. Naga Sea Witch trying to perhaps get a Cold Arrow attack off on that Death Knight, not able to do exactly that here, as units are still retreating back. We are looking at Adept training on the Druids of the Claw. There is no Mastery training as of yet, and well, nope, I take it back. In the time that it took me to click on the Ancient of Lore, Mastery training was done, and now we have Berserkers as well. All right. Getting to Berserkers, it felt like the previous game, Berserkers just never were researched. Here in the 9-minute mark of this game, off of one base, well, Rodrigues able to get to Berserkers quickly. Now, what is happening off to the north side here? Perhaps going to try to come around through the back, clear out some creep camps, and then put in pressure. And this is one of those situations where clearing out the trees and suddenly your base is very, very wide open to attack. We are looking at a blacksmith being placed down in addition to upgrading to a castle. Death Knight with +4 to every stat. Ring of the Archmagi plus Ring of Superiority, doing a great job there. Lich needs that Orb of Corruption, though, to be able to focus down those units with a bit of that range. All right, Druid of the Claw takes a Stormbolt unit, lost it. Come on. Oh! Wow. Archmage decides to back away and then gives time for the Naga Sea Witch to use a Staff of Preservation to save a unit there, and just no follow-up by Davester at all. Both sides continuing to fight once more. We're looking at Archmage. Archmage, well, hanging back here a little bit, perhaps waiting on getting in some knights. We are running off of 2 bases for Davester, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of that gold is going to the undead side. All right, large army getting ready to pressure on in. We're talking about Roar coupled with the Berserker damage. They have a Bloodlust. They're not even frenzied yet, and don't have Endurance or a bonus either. Undead now getting ready into position. This is 250-size armies trying to battle it up here. And here we are. Here we go. Mana burn. Demon Hunter going to try to engage. We do not have that much to fend as we're looking at a lot of berserkers here ready to burst down many of these peasants. Militia now trying to come in from the other side. Death Knight going to try and finish off the Tauren Chieftain who had a potion of healing. Mountain King gets taken down as well as Obsidian Statues now joining in on the battle. All right, so massive heals across everyone here as we are looking at more mana burn. Lich does have a Book of the Dead here. Is it going to be useful? It should be. There shouldn't be that much to spell except shamans are now showing up as well. Low hit point. Druid of the Claw gets finished off by an Obsidian Statue. Death Coil now saving the Lich. Both sides fighting their way through. Archmage trying to retreat all the way back as the Chain Lightning now coming down from that Farseer. All right, Berserker with Bloodlust still leading in on the charge here. We're looking at more damage. Perhaps going to try to take down some of these Druids of the Claw who are retreating back. Demon Hunter in that frontline spot with Orb of Venom. He gets impaled and then able to back away. All right, Staff of Preservation for the save right now there. Berserkers are now getting taken down. Death Knight now trying to retreat again as there is so much healing as another Impale goes down here. Well, Druid of the Claw about to get taken down. Berserkers are still leading the charge here. Crippler down to 190 hit points. He takes a Death Coil and heals back up to about 500. Mountain King in the back position here. Demon Hunter trying to reset his position here. There's a Stormbolt onto a Druid of the Claw. Druid of the Claw could get focused down as well. Another Staff of Preservation. The Demon Hunter this time as the Mountain King gets mana burn. All right, long, drawn-out fight here. Footmen are pretty much all gone. Archmage gets up to level 4. Lich gets up to level 3. And not quite sure what fell for the double level up as both sides are still fighting their way through. Archmage now trying to retreat back. Scroll of Town Portal to teleport back in. There's a large Impale there as a Shaman gets taken down. All right, Archmage trying to retreat back here. Farseer falls at level 4. And are we going to be able to actually break out from this position? That is the question. Archmage is actually kind of stuck here. Not enough room between these trees to really pressure forth and make its way out. Obsidian Statue still trying to provide a little bit of healing. Scroll of Town Portal can perhaps be purchased. Shaman going to get taken down here. Crypt Fiend's trying to retreat back as well as the Berserkers are trying to chase after. Farm going to get finally taken down here as Davester able to make his way out through as the Archmage is healed back up by all of the priests that were being trained up at home. Knights do not have animal war training. Mountain King wants to line up a Stormbolt, but well, with that Stormbolt, all we're going to really see is Staff of Preservation. No Staff of Preservation on to the Archer, wanting perhaps to try and save a Druid of the Claw. Instead, Druid of the Claw gets bashed there. There's the Staff of Preservation as the Demon Hunter trying to retreat away again. All right, massive blows across both sides. 52 supply, 35 for the Undead. Night Elf sitting at 55, running off of 2 bases. 37 supply, but now training up Taurens as well. All right, Rudanko definitely needs more Wisps to hit full saturation on that Northern Expo. Knights ready in position. Still no animal war training. 54 supply over 54. And, well, getting taxed while not having all of the upgrades going to be a problem here. No Staff of Sanctuary either, and a Water Elemental being dropped here as the Knight now getting taken down. Arcane Vault is done, only to see its grand opening being its grand destruction, not selling one single item. Well, the economy failing is real. All right. Filing Chapter 11, apparently, that Arcane Vault. Coming back, or the Chapter 13. I don't know. Restructuring. Maybe it'll come back. Coming back around here, Druid of the Claw going to get taken down easily here. Both sides just fighting in this frontline position. Altar of Kings, 54 supply over 66, has plenty to train up more units. Why stay in this low upkeep limbo? Low upkeep, just purgatory where you're paying taxes and don't have that large of an army. All right, Mountain King about to get up to level 3 here. Both sides still fighting their way through, and we're still looking at more units trying to engage here. Mortar teams able to pick off plenty of units as Taurens are just getting taken down. Knights trying to finish off some of these forest or these troll berserkers. Sundering Blades should do quite a bit of work as the Mountain King should be able to get off a Stormbolt. Now get up to level 3. Perhaps going to try and take down another Druid of the Claw here. Druid of the Claw trying to escape away at 238 hit points. It looked like it was able to back away. Not quite sure what that was about, but perhaps the Death Knight and Death Knight and Cripplord will be able to finish them off. All right, strong push by Davester and Hamlet to really punish an overwhelmed overlong stay by Rodrigues and Rudan. Death Knight now sitting at level 5. We're trying to retreat back here. Criplord falls at level 2. We're looking at a Tauren. Tauren going to get taken down here as the Farseer tries to escape away as well. It looks like the Farseer will be able to get to level 5. Lich falls at level 3. Criplord falls at level 2. Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter as a Knight gets taken down again. Where is the Mountain King? Mountain King doesn't have any mana. Archmage. Death Coil trying to finish off some more units as well. Staff of Preservation for the save. Mountain King still a bit shy on mana, trying to get a little bit of lucky attacks onto that what's it called? Unit. All right. Well, banish? Really? There's no banish. Someone said banish Death Coil Frost Nova. Instead, it is going to be a Paladin out here on the battlefield. Not quite sure why someone mentioned a banish, unless you're misremembering the replays. All right, massive number of priests out here on the battlefield. At least it feels like at least 10 to maybe even 12 now. That is going to be a lot of inner fire trying to protect all of these units. Paladin can also go for Devotion Aura, giving even more armor to all of these units here, as the Archmage is probably heavily considering level 3 Brilliance Aura to keep all of these priests topped off on mana, including the Archmage, including the Death Knight and those heroes, and perhaps even an Obsidian statue a little bit later on. All right. Farseer, I'm actually creeping out some difficult creep camps already at level 5. Not going to be getting any bonus experience to any of these other units here. Shadow Wolves able to finish off this this area fairly quickly. Mountain King picking up a Ring of Protection +5 there. Already up to +10 armor with the help of that Inner Fire here, as the Paladin wants to get up to level 2 quickly, but, well, gonna be just a bit shy. All right. Knights finally have Animal War Training and now getting weapons upgrades on the gunpowder, so the mortar teams are going to be able to deal more damage, but nothing yet for those Knights at all. All right, Orange inbound, looking to well, catch an Expo and shut it down. Meanwhile, we're looking at Rudan with a level 5 Naga Sea Witch out here, clearing out some more creep camps. We are still only running on 3 bases on both sides after 18 minutes, as this Haunted Goldmine looks like it will, well, will be forced to and get canceled. All right, level 3 on the Crippler does have some good items here. Both sides fighting their way through. Tauren Chieftain with a level 1 stomp. Well, tries to put his foot down, but pretty much not really pressured, as we're looking at the Berserkers able to finish off one of those destroyers pretty easily. Lich now out here on the battlefield. Demon Hunter going to be inbound as well. We should be looking at some crazy mana burns. There's a 144 already, as the Demon Hunter is going to try and shut things down a little bit longer. There goes another Crypt Fiend. There goes a mana burn. Death Knight might get mana burned again. It feels like that mana burn cooldown is extremely quick, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, decides to give chase a little bit longer, even though the Demon Hunter did turn back. Death Knight, Death Coil onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain now using a Scroll of Speed in order to get back here. Farseer is in that front line spot. Both sides fighting their way through. What is going on? This is a 2-on-1 fight. Death Knight is by himself. Meanwhile, well, the Archmage team with mortar teams, mass priest and knights should be able to lay waste to these buildings extremely quickly. Mortar teams with that very far range and siege damage can do large amounts of damage, as we see inbound bears, and bears pretty much only, not that many dryads ready to offer a bit of protection. All right, Farseer, Tauren Chieftain ready to make their way through. All right, ready to make their... All right. Tauren Chieftain comes in with a stomp there, trying to slow things down a little bit. We could see perhaps an impale. That Tauren looks like it will may be able to get away. Death Knight, no, is going to be nearby. One Death Coil would finish it off. And yes, another 5 supply unit getting lost here. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, mortar teams trying to lob attacks. Knights are all in position. Mortar teams are actually way too far in the front, and there's not enough knights to actually act as tanks, as we're looking at the Crypt Fiends now show up to the party. Well, Demon Hunter knows when he's overstayed his welcome. Naga Sea Witch could get bursted down, uses a potion of lesser invulnerability in time to avoid any more burst damage. Farseer, Farseer, Berserkers, now retreating back again. Druids of the Claw. Girls, can you please quiet down? Ah.
Forces are under attack.
All right, coming back through a 2-on-2 fight, but a little bit different line setup. All of these priests actually clustered together with the fairy dragons. They might actually get bursted down extremely quickly. Tauren with Berserkers are going to be able to easily clean up this frontline spot, as we're going to see more and more of these priests actually just well, end up getting taken down here. I guess they have stopped their auto heal, making that paladin in a little bit of trouble as they're trying to retreat back. Holy Light for the save there, as that paladin will most likely get taken down once that divine shield comes to an end. Death Knight now looking to use the Scroll of Town portal to retreat back out. But wow, what a strong push by the Orange army here, with Taurens and Druids of the Claw in the front line, with mass Berserkers with Bloodlust in the back. They're able to deal large amounts of damage and soak it up as well. The only downside is that this Orange army doesn't have any real healing while those bears are in well, bear form, but with the ability to absorb so much damage and dish out so much damage, it doesn't look like they need it all that much. 54 supply going up against 57, 51, and finally 63. Undead does have a large army, but the limited mining is going to be a big problem, as we are seeing no one is mining except for this expo here for another 3 minutes. All right, Paladin trying to push back the other way. Taurens can easily use that pulverized damage and, well, try and shut things down again. All right, Priest.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, units coming back through here. Berserkers are trying to line up in those right shots. Fairy Dragons do want to go Mana Flare and perhaps try and take down some of those units in the back here, as the Paladin is once more in trouble. Divine Shield looks like it will be coming to an end. He should not be in that front line spot at all, and finally going to be heading back once more. Mana Flare is causing problems, but good job by Davester to try and get out of that range of that Mana Flare. Meanwhile, Death Knight now trying to engage against the Night Elf army, but has a rather small skeleton army. Doesn't have that many units at all. Only a couple of destroyers. Perhaps can take down some of these Druids of the Claw, as the Demon Hunter now gets up to level 6 and could be activating Metamorphosis soon. A lot of burrowed Crypt Fiends here. Perhaps they should be burrowed on the Blight in order to stick around, as we see Militia being brought over to try and take down the Tree of Eternity, as the Tree of Eternity is trying to entangle that gold mine here. More damage coming back across. Mountain King could be in trouble, down to 34 hit points. Arrow in the back by the Naga Sea Witch, and that is going to be too much once more. All right, level 6 Naga Sea Witch has, well, finished off the Mountain King. Tauren Chieftain falls at level 2 as well, as the Paladin now shows back over, perhaps to try and offer a bit of support. All right, fighting back at home, but really no home field advantage. Death Knight looking to put in the pressure here, and this is the last stand. Davester needs every bit of gold out of this gold mine, and it may end up costing a bit too much, as the units are retreating back again and again. All right, in comes the rest of the army, and the fights here. The Lich with that Orb of Corruption could really cause some problems. Naga Sea was trying to hide in the very far back. There's a big impale. 2 Druids of the Claw could get taken down, and Metamorphosis is finally activated after all this time. But is it too little, too late here, as both sides are just engaging again? All right, we're looking at trying to go after some of these other units that are not named a Demon Hunter, and it looks as though another Druid of the Claw could get taken down. Death Knight uses a potion of healing, was able to bait the Farseer's Chain Lightning as the Paladin now uses Divine Shield in time again. Are we going to see some more damage get racked up? Naga Sea Witch down to 89 hit points. He gets Staff of Preservation all the way back home as the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter does not have long to live, and perhaps this, well, Druid of the Claw is going to get taken down. Demon Hunter going to go after the Death Knight. Death Knight down to 28 hit points, down to 15. He is taken down here as the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter tries to walk all the way back. There is an Impale. Are we going to see enough damage? There's a Frost Nova, and the Demon Hunter escapes away at 62 hit points. Farseer now looking to fall back again as well. All right, some close calls by everyone. Entangled Goldmine, full saturation, no more mining for Davester, so it is once more only one gold mine mining on the map, but it is now Orange's turn to try and build on this lead. Rodrigues leaves the game. All right, Rodrigues leaves the game down to 18 supply here, not even bothering, or I guess he could try to do some long distance mining, but hasn't even cleared out this location. All right. Rudan, not one to give up whatsoever. 92% win rate. Only one loss after 13 games. Now pushing out across the map. Perhaps doesn't want another loss on his record. All right, are we going to perhaps see a Destroyer get taken down here? One attack from the Demon Hunter could have been enough to add a little bit of bonus damage, as we're looking at, well, no easy way to take down any of these knights who are consistently out of position. Demon Hunter perhaps going to try and mana burn again, going after some of these units. Demon Hunter now already in a bit of trouble, down to 300 hit points. Potion of Invulnerability being used on both sides. And Divine Shield as the Mountain King is out here. Stormbolt onto a Druid of the Claw. He's going to get taken down. Demon Hunter is getting a rejuvenation and trying to stay alive here. Perhaps going to try and take down a Lich. Does take down the Lich. Gets up to level 7 and is still going after some additional targets. He's, however, going to get burst down. But no, gets Staff of Preservation by the Naga Sea Witch again. All of the heroes are now in the hands of Rudan as he's trying to retreat back and restabilize. All of these Moonwells are bone dry, but nothing, a rejuvenation or two cannot help recover. All right, coming back again. There's some more rejuvenations. Turning back around here. Cold arrows being launched back again the other way. Demon Hunter perhaps going to try to use Metamorphosis and engage here. Gets a quick stun again, followed by an Impale. And the Demon Hunter forced to be, well, sent back home. But we may see, no. Well, the Paladin once more has Divine Shield. Staff of Preservation for the saves pretty consistently. There's the Metamorphosis trying to add in a little bit of chaos burst damage across all of those units. Mountain King looks like he'll be able to retreat back out. Paladin gonna get lost though. Druid of the Claw gets lost, and now we may see a Crippler get lost as well. Range chaos poison damage, that's now down again as both sides still fighting their way through. Demon Hunter finishes off a Destroyer there, trying to finish off more of those mortar teams, able to do exactly that as the Demon Hunter Superman living up to its name. All right. Now, we know that if this does turn into a base race scenario, we do have access. Oh, wow. Tauren Chieftain actually walking on the wrong side of everything, trying to make its way back over. Mountain King trying to retreat back. It looks like he's going to get taken down as the Demon Hunter no longer has Metamorphosis. Both sides still fighting their way through. We're going to see Death Coil onto the Naga Sea Witch, and, well, still trying to finish off more of these units. Demon Hunter going after all of these low hit point units. There's another mana burn again as we're looking at some low hit point knights still into this battle somehow. Not quite sure as we see a Staff of Preservation saving the Naga Sea Witch again. Low hit point knight trying to get away. Level 7 now on the Farseer. Farseer perhaps could get some Chain Lightnings on the back, and that could bounce around and into some crazy scenarios as well. All right, we're still getting a little bit of gold by the Night Elf. That's a very big deal. Meanwhile, Peons are doing that walk of shame into a far different location as this Knight is going to end up getting taken down. Farseer with level 3 Chain Lightning could have some easy access and just finish off all of these units here. Just launch a lightning. There goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 3 units easily as the Mountain King now trying to retreat back. Farseer is going to be able to do this again, taking down a lot of these casters in the back. And this is just absolutely going crazy. Naga Sea Witch now going to perhaps stop the Death Knight from being able to retreat away easily as the Mountain King tries to come in with a little bit of soul support. There's a Fork Lightning onto a solo Mountain King. It gets taken down as the Death Knight tries to retreat away again. Farseer sitting at level 7. Druids of the Claw are making their way over. And, well, there is the game. JRodrigues comes away with the victory after, well, Hamlet and, well, after he actually leaves. So Rudan able to 2v1 his way through the game, being able to hold on and control those heroes extremely, extremely well. All right, beautiful game, a great sign of never giving up total scores here. You can see, well, the heroes making a very big difference, but being able to control them well. Staff of Preservation used at its best by the Night Elf. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.